so I don't make any noise.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. Happy Friday. We are here for day 4 of 31 days of doodling with the New York City Planner Addicts, myself, and the amazing, wonderful Anna. So today I'm really excited about this sketch because while I was watching Anna's live this morning, I got so many ideas on how I could incorporate this doodle into my journaling pages, and there were just too many ideas that I took some time to figure out which one I wanted to do, and I have finally come down with one. So I'm going to start by coloring in the doodle. I'll journal my thoughts on the affirmation and journaling prompt, and then we'll get on with the 2-page spread. So today's affirmation was, I invest my time and energy creatively. And again, the doodle is just so cute. It's a girl or a woman or a person, and she, in my mind, it's a she, because that's me doing my high wire trick. And she is doing her balancing act. And I'm just reading Anna's comment. Too many ideas seems to be a problem over here too. Right? Well, that's why you have that was a great idea for you to offer those printables as like a as a print. Well, no, to offer your doodles as a printable. That's what I'm trying to say. That's great because now people can take them, maybe like enlarge them, color them in some more, use them multiple times, etc. So I'm just doing a big outline. I was as I was driving home today, and I was thinking about this doodle. It's like, oh, like she's doing like a high wire act, or she's straddling the line between like business and pleasure. And I heard this song. This song came on my playlist. It's by Timmy Trumpet, and it's called Carnival. And I was like, oh, that's perfect, because the song just like reminds me of the movie, the Ringling Brothers movie, where they had like Zendaya was in it, and she was doing like all of those aerial acrobatics, and she had this great outfit this one time. It was like very like South American inspired, or maybe like a Brazilian inspiration, with greens and purples. And I was like, that would be, I'm gonna do like a drawing where she kind of has this like explosion of green and purple, and maybe she has like feathers, like coming out of her hair, like that carnival look, which I think is that festival is it in Brazil, or is it in like another South American country? But this woman is just fabulous. She's unafraid. And then I thought maybe she could be even like stepping off a cliff, like going into the great unknown. That would be an amazing interpretation for this doodle. Like there's just so many things. But that Timmy Trumpet song is a great song. If you haven't heard it, I highly recommend it. It's a beat dropper for sure. So maybe if you need some motivation to get you going during the day. And then I'm gonna pull some color into her face with my brown. rather it's like a tan. And she also needs like some blush. So then I'm gonna try to pull these colors out and blend them a little more with my brush. So I love that once I add water to this, the purple just really starts to pop off of the page. I'm just going to try to move some of that excess water. And then I think once this is dry, I would even add like some Wink of Stella to her to give it like that iridescent glittery feel and to get some movement. So here's the feathers in her hair. There she is. She's doing a balancing act, but as you can see, it's effortless for her. She's winning. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella just so I can have it ready. And I'll color her in once she's a little bit more dry. But now I'm going to talk about the affirmation. I invest my time and energy creatively. I think this would be great to have it in green as well. Maybe I can do this in green and purple so that it matches her outfit. So I've just grabbed, okay, so we got a green and I've got a purple pen. Just gonna go with the green first. Oh wow, my pen exploded. Look at that. Okay, well we're not doing that color green. We're gonna do it in purple. So the affirmation is, I invest my time and energy creatively. And then the journaling is, when does art fit into your routine? Are there opportunities to practice more? This was interesting. So I was listening to Anna speak this morning, and she was saying that so for her, since art is her job, and what a wonderful job it is to have, right? She was saying that her balancing act includes stepping away from the art. So for me, my balancing act would be the opposite. Maybe not the opposite, but I would want to incorporate more art into my everyday life. You know, it's just so hard to fit in like all of the things you want to do. So definitely for me, I could like get rid of those like time wasters. Or say like last month during the 28 days of wellness, one of the prompts was things that you can say no to. And for me, I had that realization that there's some things that I could say no to, like that are not that serious, you know, like there's bigger things that you can say no to, like toxic people and like doing things that don't serve you and stuff like that. And for me that day, I was like, I can say no to like complicated cooking techniques. You know, like that's not really that serious. It's not life changing, but well, I suppose it is life changing, right? If I don't do complicated recipes, I would have more time for art, right? And I suppose that is life changing. So I just contradicted myself, but that would be my answer. Are there opportunities to practice more? So I would say like a resounding yes. There are opportunities, and I would fit them in by saying no to things that are not that important in my daily life. So, so there's the journaling prompt. She looks so fabulous. I really love her. I'm going to add some Wink of Stella, like to her headdress here. So I hope that you can pick up that like there's definitely a shimmer. So let me see. Okay, so there you can see like those little glitter specks. So that looks wonderful. I loved how she came out. She's so cute. Okay, so I am going to let this dry a little bit more. I'll put it aside, and we'll move on to the 2-page spread. Oh, I almost forgot that I did start doing a tiny version of the doodle in my calendar. So so here's today. So I'm going to mark that with a little check mark, and we're done with like that basic doodle for day 4. So yeah, those look, thank you, Anna, those came out really cute. And I was very nervous on day 1. I didn't think that I was going to be able to doodle, but here we are. Why am I flipping to page 5? Sorry about that. So here we are, day 4, and I'm already doodling everywhere. I have to post this, but this is the completed spread from yesterday. So I really love how she came out. So this dried, and I did add some jelly roll as accents to her outfit and to this this cave. So she's in my interpretation of it was, in the original doodle, the girl was like facing away, so it's like she was coming out of the darkness. And in mine, she's coming like into the darkness, but she's bringing the light with her. And I embellished this with like a simple straight line border and some washi tape that I picked up yesterday, and there it is. It came out so cute, and I'm really happy with it. So I hope that you guys are as getting more comfortable and yeah, confident. Anna, thank you. So I hope that you guys are getting more comfortable and confident in your doodles, and like it's not that serious. Like nobody's gonna come in and like judge me and tell me bad things about my artwork, and I don't know why that just always seems to be the case. Like you're afraid to mess up, you know, as if there's some type of consequence. So I hope that is encouraging. And so now I'm going to do a simple background. I'm going to use gelatos as the background because I've already done like a version of the girl on the tightrope on some watercolor paper earlier today, and I want to use her as a die cut somewhere on this page, and I want to use gelatos as a background. So the way I'm envisioning this is that she's on the tightrope and she's kind of like between two worlds, and the worlds could be, I don't know, like work and maybe work and hobbies, you know, work and creativity, practicality and nonsense. I'm not sure yet, but we will find out together what my interpretation is. But there's my idea. So I'm going to have, I want to use this washi to kind of mark that separation, and I want to have two colors on the opposite side. And then we'll do a fun border, as always. And then, before I continue, I have the word balance. There's two colorways. One is a little smaller, one is larger. Depending on how the background looks, I suppose I'll decide which one to use. So there's my idea. The gelatos that I have are, I have this lavender, I have a rose gold, I have a gold, and I have a hot pink. I'm thinking maybe the lavender and the rose gold as the two sides, because they're kind of subtle. The lavender is a matte finish, the rose gold is shimmery, and I might add another color to that rose gold side. I'm going to look at the washi tape for guidance. I want the rose gold to be like up against the gold. So, okay, so the rose gold will be on the bottom and the lavender will be on the top. Maybe I should put the washi down to kind of like help me delineate that space. Okay, so this is the test washi, just to give me an idea, and then I'll put like the real washi down. I shouldn't say the real washi, the permanent washi. Here's the rose gold. I feel kind of like they look the same. Not that happy with the rose gold, honestly. Maybe I can add like the hot pink to it. Just to have a little bit more contrast. So I'm grabbing my wipe. And I'm going to blend the gold, the bottom part first. Let me move my clip so this can be flush against the table. Okay, so the rose gold and that hot pink are blending together really well. So it's like a very, so the hot pink is coming through and we're still getting that iridescence from the rose gold. So I'm pretty happy with how that's blending. and kind of getting the blending to go all the way flush to the bottom of the page. Okay, so that looks good, and now I'm going to get a clean part of my wipe and start blending in this lavender. Okay, so the lavender is really light. I might not have worried so much about the lack of contrast, but that's okay. I really did want the bottom of the page to be darker. I wanted a very marked difference between my between the two sides that she was balancing. And this is a very nice background to journal against because it's still very light. And I would say for anybody that's like very new to painting backgrounds for journaling on, this is a great way to get a nice background that's very simple, yet still brings that little something extra to your journaling. A lot of times, like if I'm watching TV or like multitasking, I will prepare a couple of pages at once in my on-the-go journal, and the way that I would prepare those is just to do a couple of backgrounds, like just different colors, like just one sweep of color across the whole background, and then move on to the next page. And what's nice about that is, you know, maybe you came back a day later and you have this pink background and you're like, oh, like I have this this wonderful I don't know, sticker. Like say I got this balance sticker and I'm like, oh, that look matches perfectly with this background that I have. Let me now draw in some other embellishments with yellow and maybe like a darker pink, etc., etc. So like having a blank page is great to start with, and then having a colored page maybe even better for some people. You know, where you could look at that colored page as your neutral and then decorate the page as you would decorate a blank page. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on colored backgrounds. If you guys follow Archer and Olive, the notebook company, their Valentine's Day release, they did a collaboration with Simply Gilded. Oh, this tape is from that collaboration, by the way. But in that collaboration, they had a notebook where the pages were pink. And so, you know, it kind of looks like this. Like it's the pink background or the pink page, and you have some, it's a dot grid, just like their regular notebooks. And it looks beautiful. And since the background is pink like that, you already have a little something for your journaling, but that pink, it's such a nice color that it acts like a neutral. So when you do any of your artwork in a pink notebook like that, there's almost more possibilities than having like the blank background, because then you can have your whole notebook could kind of take on this theme where pink is the unifying color. And if you didn't like pick up that notebook, you could use this technique to maybe you want to make a couple of pink pages in your regular notebooks and have a collection of pink pages with that unifying theme of pink acting as that neutral. Alright, so there's my background. I'm going to pick up this tape just because I have blended some onto it and I want the tape to be you know, crisp and very separate from the background. I'm going to see if I can try to soften this line a little bit, and then I'm going to put a new piece of tape on here. Because I don't want any white showing when I put that new piece of tape down. Alright, so there's my line for the tape. So the new piece of tape is going to go right across here. So I did say the gold was going to go on the bottom, right? I feel like I would like the gold to be on the top now. Yeah, the gold is going to go on the top because it contrasts a little bit more with the pink. I'm going to grab my brayer tool. I want to just really get that down very smooth on the book. I'm going to push it into the spine. I'm going to push the rest down. Okay, and then I'm going to get like a very clean rip here. I'm going to do that on the other side. Okay, so there it is. I really like how that looks. That gold does look like it's the tightrope. So now I have my girl. So she's balancing, and I have my sticker. That one is pink. This one has the blue. I'm more inclined to take the blue just because it's pulling in with her dress. I'm going to put it up here. And I'm going to tape her down, but I do want something on this side. I've got a like a fine-tipped black pen, and I think it would be cool like if there was like a cityscape on this side. Maybe like she's balancing between like work and play. I'm just going to put some buildings in here. I know she's like covering up her buildings. Maybe she could be here. Yeah, if she is here, there's progress. Like it suggests that she was able to get that balance because she's traversed the length of that tightrope. It's interesting. Usually I would not put a die cut like facing away from the page, but I think that that's what we're gonna have to do. It's the first time for everything, right? So then, if this is the city part and this is denoting her work, what kind of doodle could I put in here for her for her play part. What would be the fun part? I don't know. I'm like kind of hungry right now, guys. I'm thinking about snacks. Like maybe snacks could be over here, but that's kind of ridiculous, right? Maybe she could have like balls of yarn. I don't know, maybe some books. I'm gonna think about that. While I'm thinking, I will glue her down because I don't want to draw any more doodles that she will end up covering. So here's my glue stick. The glue stick that I'm using, it's from Staples. Usually at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the school year, they have a bunch of these in a pack of maybe 24 or 36, and that's when I stock up on them. So it's purple, so you could see that it's still wet, which is helpful. And then it dries to clear when it's dry. And this works really well. I use this glue stick when I do altered notebooks, particularly when gluing the paper to the outside of the notebook. And notebooks that I've done that with are still, the paper is affixed very, very tightly. There's no sign of that paper coming up. Put a little bit of glue like under her hand. You'll see like I'm kind of putting the glue like right on the page, but once it's dry, and you can still write over it, so I'm not that worried about being precise with the glue here. Okay, so there she is. I'm gonna put my balance. I'm seeing your comments, Anna, the snacks. Are you talking about the snacks drawing from like earlier this week? Okay, so there's my balance. Now, I'm still stuck for what to do there. I think I'm going to leave it. Maybe I'll leave it for now. And I'll do a border with, let's use some acrylic marker, which is my favorite. And I think I'll pull in some purple and a dark blue. So these two colors. Oh, the Cheetos, and yeah, that was amazing. That was like one of the highlights of my week. But all snacks are good. Okay. I'm thinking I would love to do a flower border. So the way I do my flowers, they're just kind of like 5 circles, and then I would do, the middle would be green. And then I would connect them with a vine. And I chose flowers because there's like some softness there where there's so many harsh lines, like these two sides of the paper are divided with that straight line. You have the tightrope, etc. So I just want to get a little bit of softness back with a flowered border. actually, maybe the flowered border can be on the fun side, and I can do something more serious and geometric on the other side. Not to say that the other side's not fun, but it's just like the business side. So I'm going to pull in some green, just to note like the inside of those flowers. Maybe I'll connect them with a vine. And we'll put some leaves on that vine. Maybe she's balancing between industry and nature. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Industry and nature. So for the industry part, I'm going to do, so I have this blue, I also have a gray, like a steely gray, and that I think would be great for the buildings part. I'm going to do like dashes as the border, so they're not connected, but they're kind of like alternating. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking about a painting by, I think the artist is called Thomas Bennett. But he was an artist like in the 30s, and he had done this amazing artwork that was in panels, and it used to be in Radio City Music Hall, but they took it down and they sent it to the Met, in New York. So it was 7 or 8 panels, and in the panels it looked like there was this like war going on between like middle America and agriculture and the city, like, but not just the city, but like the dregs of industrialism. It was very powerful, and I'm kind of reminded of that by seeing this contrast. So I'm going to do, I think, dots in gray between those blue lines. Kind of like the dots and dashes of Morse code or the fax machine. So if she's balancing between industry and naturalism, I think that's appropriate. Okay, almost done. I think I want to color in these buildings a little bit. I'm going to use some watercolor pencil, and then I'm just going to shade them slightly. I want to have that, that steely gray color. So I liked how these buildings came out. Have not really drawn buildings before. I was just trying to go with like shapes and put in these windows, but I like how they came out, and I'm going to have to like put this in my toolbox as something to do later, like for other journaling spreads. With the 28 days of wellness, I really enjoyed like not only the process of doing those exercises and activities every day, but as we continued, the planner that we used turned into kind of like an index, or even maybe not a glossary, but kind of a handbook for me for what yoga poses I could do. I'm going to maybe like just add a little bit of gray shadow. We have some of this like mist between the buildings so that it looks a little bit more watercolory. Okay, so my hope is that like after we finish doing all of the pages, that we have a handbook of different icons or different doodles that we can do to add to all of our journaling, or planning or whatever. So there's my spread, guys. I'm very surprised by how it turned out. It's a little bit what I was envisioning, but then there's some elements I was surprised to see, like the buildings and the flowers. I can't wait to write on this page. Oh, Anna's saying go back to windows with white pen. That is an excellent idea, Anna. Let me see. I have a silver pen. Of course, like I put stuff away. Trying to like tidy up a little bit. And okay, there's the white pen. I'm going to do a couple of windows and see how that looks. Oh my goodness. That does look adorable. So yeah, maybe there's some lights on in these places. That adds like a whole new level of dimension. This illustration style reminds me of a children's book I read, Danny and the Dinosaur. I'm gonna have to see if like we still have it in our home library and do a comparison, because like I'm expecting to see like a dinosaur's head like come over these buildings as I'm filling in these windows, so that's very funny. Okay. Does Anna approve? I think this looks so cute. But yeah, thank you for the tip, Anna. I'm so happy with this page. I'm really surprised by how it came together, and I really look forward to tomorrow. Just gonna flip to my book. Okay, tomorrow is really fun. I inspire others with the girl doing that pose. So that's gonna be a fun one. But thank you again for sticking with me this evening. And let us know if you're doing the journaling prompts or doing the doodles or watercoloring with us, or even if you are, Anna said to trace even if you're tracing in the drawing and adding your own clothes or whatever. If you're doing anything, I would love to hear about it. So I'll let you guys go. Have a wonderful Friday evening. I hope you're doing something fun. Have a great weekend. We will be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Anna's portion and 6 p.m. for mine. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.